Welcome everyone. This is Brand Therapy Thursday. This is the place to be where we get things done. I'm your host, Faith James, and I want to welcome you. Yes, Mary Doise. We do snaps for the intro. Thank you. I am so excited about the content today. We're going to be talking about your email, and we're going to be talking about ways that you can create more engagement with the email that you send. Should be with some level of frequency on a regular basis. Good morning, afternoon, Ivory. We should be sending these with some consistency. So, how many people know who Tim Ferriss is? If you're not on Tim Ferriss's email, I'm going to ask you to go grab that and you can see what I'm talking about. So every Friday, you get the Friday 5 bullet email. And these are 5 things that Tim Ferriss is either he's doing, what he's listening to, what he's reading right now, what he's into. And it's such a brilliant strategy for creating engagement. People look forward. They look forward to receiving those emails. So the question for you this afternoon is: are you sending out emails? Number one, if you are, just type yes in the comments. And if you would be so kind while you're doing that to share this video, there's so many people that need help with engaging content, particularly in their email. And the reason we stress the email is because if ever your social media no longer exists, which, it's possible because you don't own it, right? Zuckerberg and crew and the rest of the platforms let us use it for free. But if their business model changes, if they've decided, what, we're done with this, we're going to go, do something different, and they shut it down, then all of the people that you've made connections with no longer exist. So Ivory says yes. Ivory, do you have a cadence to your email marketing? Meaning, do you do something every Friday, every week, first day of the month? Is there a planning that goes into how you're sending out those emails? So who else? Okay, love that. Mary says no, but she started collecting now. Perfect. So Mary, I'm going to send you the link to the email that I use. And when I just started building my business, I was using MailChimp. And for a minute, I was using like My Emma, and I'd looked at a couple of others. ConvertKit I'd used as well. But for me, good afternoon, Jacqueline. Thanks for joining, my love. But for me, what I like about the email system that I use is that it gives you some really beautiful templates that are predetermined, and all you have to do is put the content in. I mean, obviously you have the opportunity to start from scratch, but it really is it's sort of like plug and play. So hi Melody, what do you want me to repeat? The question is, do you have an email system? Meaning, are you sending out emails to your people? And if so, what's the frequency? Do you have a schedule where you send out an email every Friday, twice a week, twice a month? So that's the question. Do you have an email system? I don't care what it is. If it's MailChimp, Constant Contact, ConvertKit, Infusionsoft, whatever. Do you have one? And then if you do, are you sending out with any kind of frequency, any sort of flow, any sort of cadence to it? Like, for example, Brand Therapy Thursday comes on when? Brand Therapy Thursday happens every Thursday at noon Eastern. It has a cadence to it. It's not, I feel like doing a video today, so it's Tuesday at 3, I'm going to pop on. Those are good. And, I love a good pop-up video because the surprise and the delight, it's like, ooh, gives people another reason to ensure that they are following you. So everybody, make sure that you click the notification button so you know every single time that I'm going live. So email we're on, though. Do you have an email system, and do you send emails out to your people, to your database with any frequency, any consistency, any cadence. Okay? If you don't, let today be the day that you are declared, resolved, determined to get a system. Because, as we like to say in Jamaica, any card can play. Tomorrow, we could have no more social media. Then what? Your business has to continue. And you do not, let me say it again, you do not own your social media platforms. You are on a perpetual long-term 99-year lease agreement, but you don't own it. Okay, so attached to the website to capture emails, newsletters, and okay, but I need to develop a consistent schedule. Yes, that's one of the key takeaways from today. Set up a consistent flow to your communication. When does the 6 p.m. news broadcast? The 6 p.m. news broadcasts at 6 p.m. Whether it's raining, whether it's cold, whether it's winter, whether it's summer, the 6 p.m. news comes on at 6 p.m. You can set your watch to it. So if you're, planning your day and you're like, oh, I definitely want to catch so and so as they're doing the news because that's the person I like to get my news from, you know it's happening. So that's what I want you to focus on for today. Number one, if you don't have an email system, get one. If you want to get the information on the system that I use, go ahead and comment below, email. Oh my God. Okay. I mean, right? These are the new peepers. These are on Oprah's favorite list. And I can't even begin to tell you like how clearly I can see because it has the blue, it's for the blue lights. So when I put these on, I'm like, oh my gosh, before I was blind and now I can see. It's so clear. And of course, we have to have a little razzmatazz because that's how we do. Okay, Pamela, I got you. I will send you I'll send you the link. I have an affiliate with it, so definitely you can use that link. But we want to make sure from today on, we're saying, okay, today marks the day we're building an email system because that's what professionals do. If you're going to networking meetings, you're doing virtual meetings, you're meeting people, you're getting their contact, and you have it in a shoebox on the floor of your office, it does you no good. If you have, I think, anywhere between a 1,500 to a 2,000 email list, that's basically like a $500,000 to $1 million list. That means you have product and services, and if you just figure 10% of those people, you figure out what you can offer, that 10 to 15% of the people that you send your offers out to will buy. That is the magic of having an email list. Because what we tend to do sometimes is we put so much reliance on social media. And listen, I'm all about social media, right? That's why I have a social media boot camp. It's important that we are there, but that is where we meet and greet the people. We don't live there in perpetuity. We meet and greet, we get connected, and then we invite them over for tea, right? You're not living in the club. You go out to the club and you meet the people, and then you build a relationship and you're like, I'm having a tea party. Would love to have you over. Here's my address. Come on over. Right? We're not just hanging out at the door of the club hoping to see that person again. Like, I wonder if they're going to come to this launch party here. Let me wait and see if I can see them. That's what we do with social media. And you have to remember, right? Everybody is up at different hours. Oh, by the way, talking about being up at different hours. I got up at 6 o'clock this morning. Let me tell you, I am a new creation. ever since, and I don't see Karen on with us today, but ever since, because I'm in her Phoenix Rising Confidence Igniting program, she's like, what is one new habit you can commit to? And I was like, okay, I'm being held accountable. I'm going to say I can get up an hour early. So that would have been 7:30. Then I was in another mastermind and I heard the woman who's a multi-million dollar online influencer say she gets up at 4:30. I was like, wait now. I know I'm not there at the 4:30 mark yet, but can I do another hour? Boom, 6:30. For the past week and a half, getting up at 6:30. And then last night I said, if you know anything about me, I'm like, I'm here for the competition. I'm like, I'm gonna push myself. Can I get up at 6? Because I started doing so I just contracted with a new video editor, and when I get up to do the shows and I get myself dressed, I'm like, well, my hair's already did and I've got my like clothes on. Let me just record the videos in the morning before my curls start to fall or anything like that. So I said, let me get up at 6 now so I have more time, do my morning routine, read my Bible, do my meditation, do the journaling, record the video, and then I can be at my desk 9:30 ready for my mastermind. So that's what I've been doing. Hello, KP darling. So good to have you in the house. So, email important. We're going to get everybody who wants to have an email. If you understand the importance of what I'm saying to you, you must have an email system. Okay, Jacqueline says she gets up at 6 o'clock every morning. I love that. So now that we're all agreed we're going to have an email system, we want to think about how are we going to be showing up? What is the experience we want our people to have? So number one, when somebody new is added to your email list. So now I'm talking to those of you who already have a system in place. So like KP and Melody and Ivory. When somebody new comes on, so they see something, they're like, oh yeah, I want to subscribe. Somebody tell me what happens. What's the next step in your flow while I sip on my coffee? When somebody comes into your email system, what's the flow for a new person? And if you don't have a flow, just let me know. What happens? Somebody subscribes. Okay, a welcoming. So now, Ivory, is that set up to automatically go, or do you have somebody or yourself type a welcome email? Okay, so KP says she's working on it. So the point I'm getting at is you want to have a flow already written. So you're not having to, with each person that comes on new, you're looking at the database, you're like, oh, this person just joined. Let me send them an email. It's not it's not professional. It wastes your time and it's no good. And again, the question, same thing for you, Melody, is are you typing that individually or do you have an automated flow that's already prescribed, pre-written to do that welcoming for you? Okay, so Iris says she types the welcome, so we're going to sort that out. We don't want to be typing to individual people, because what happens is energetically we're saying we can't take 1,000 people on new, right? You're not saying that overtly, but subconsciously, energetically, that's what we're saying, because we can't handle it. What if 1,000 people hop onto your email in one day? Okay, I got you, Melody. What if 1,000 people hop onto your email today? Then what? So right now, everybody who has an email system, I want you to drop your link of where people subscribe to you. Okay, Ivory, I've got you. What system do you use, by the way, Ivory? if you have an email, so if that first step is on your website, drop the link to your website. Yeah, Jacqueline. Okay. So yeah, we need to get you sorted out. That conference call you and I had back then, we need to activate that. Melody says a lot of mercy. Exactly. And so you know the saying, God never give you more than you can handle. So he's not gonna let 1,000 people come on to your system knowing full well you have no automation, you have to be typing it one by one by one. They're not going to come. So then you wonder, like, ooh, why is my list not growing? Because you haven't energetically set yourself up. You haven't communicated to God, I'm ready. Right? It's like a realtor having an open house and the lights aren't on and the coffee machine's not going and the cookies aren't yet baked. And then here come the people. Do you know what a mess that is? Do you know what that does to a brand reputation? So the 1,000 people aren't going to come because you're not ready for 1,000 people. So it takes a little bit of prep work in the beginning. We just have to accept and be an allowance that that is the way it is. And a rocket burns 90% of its fuel on liftoff. I'm going to say that again. A rocket burns 90% of its fuel just to lift off. So that 90% for you is taking the dedicated time to set up your automation. It's taking the dedicated time to write out the email sequences so that you're not always in a reactive mode. So what would that look like? So let's say you have, we're going to do just like the welcome flow. This is somebody that you don't know. They heard you speak on a podcast. You were on a Zoom networking. They found you. They're interested. They want to connect. They want to learn more. You give your website and they click on it and now they've hit subscribe. Immediately, an email needs to be generated that says, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the tribe. There then needs to be in that an expectation set of I will be sending you information, or what you can expect from the tribe is that we're going to be learning. This is hands-on. What you can expect from, joining my community is that I'm going to be teaching on all things color and makeup. You're going to learn over the course of our relationship together everything from, skincare to how to apply the perfect smoky eyes. And who doesn't like that? Welcome to the community where chic happens. You set up the expectations so they're like, okay, I've landed here on this person's website. I've just said, yep, I want to subscribe. And they subscribe. And the first thing is a welcome, setting the expectations. Here's what you can expect. You don't want the first email to be like the whole dissertation. Sometimes we end up sending emails that are so long that people don't have time. I mean, long format email is good and it has its place when you're telling a story and it's captivating enough that people want to read on like a good novel. But we don't want to just dump everything in the first go. So they subscribe, automation is already in place. That means this is built before the person subscribes, because you can't wait till they come on and then now you're going to try to create that. So you have a flow. In most email systems, it's called like a sequence or a workflow are the two normal, kind of usual descriptors. So that first one is welcome, setting the expectations, what they can expect. Along that journey, it needs to be exactly like a relationship. So it's not just going to be about you. Here's all about me, buy my stuff. Now that you're on, I'm going to like sucker punch you with offers every single day, buy my stuff. They're going to unsubscribe. Doesn't matter what you think. They're going to unsubscribe. You have to have a balance of value, offer. Value, offer. Somebody hashtag value, 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 offer. Value, 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 offer. So, what's the first value? If you have a group on Facebook, you want to make sure you let them know about it and provide the link so they can hop on over. And that would be one email. If they are new to you and so they don't know anything about you, in your Facebook group, you want to make sure you have a welcome video that you pin to the top as announcement, so that anybody who enters the group, that's the first thing that they see. Yes. Value, 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 offer. Value, 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 offer. Value, 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 offer. Learn that dance, learn that cadence. That's what you need to be focusing on. Value, 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 offer. So if you have a Facebook group, quick little first, so excited to let you know we're going to be doing X, Y, and Z over in Chic Happens. You want to be there for this? Here's a link. Come on over. Bring any questions that you have. Quick, to the point, they can take an action. What could be another value? So now you want to be thinking about your audience and what it is that you do. So let's just say it's for Ivory, and her strategic focus is going to be on weddings, and specifically eco weddings. Maybe there's something around, I don't know, Ivory, virtual weddings. Like, is that a thing? Is that even legal? I don't know. But the point is something that when they read that, they'll be able to say, I didn't know that. That's interesting. So think about what your values can be. If you've already recorded, like I know KP has done tons of videos for her style portion of her business, as well as her image and styling, personal styling. So KP, you could take the link to the brush off and say, when it comes to makeup, while the colors are fun, it's all about the brush. Take a look at this video this session that I've done, blah, blah, blah. Would love to hear your thoughts on it. So you don't always have to be creating brand new stuff. We have so many assets. And let me say, when I say brand assets, your brand assets are your videos that you've done, your lives, your pre-recorded videos. Your assets are your PDFs, your white papers, your downloads. Your values might be like an interview where somebody interviewed you were on a show. So anything that's going to start to build up in this new person's mind, you know what? Yeah, this is good. I've landed in the right place. This person knows what they're talking about. They're engaging. They're asking my opinion. So again, within the value, you can always say, would love to hear your thoughts. Just hit reply. Because you'd be surprised when you say that, more people do that than not. So I'm going to show you, let me share the screen here. So this is going to be so good today. Like, you're literally going to fall over. So this is a system that I use, that I subscribe to, that just kind of gives you some swipe copy that's proven to generate results. Let me make this a bit bigger. Hold on. So you can see. So after you have welcomed them on, this could be something that you send next, even before you tell them, come on in the group, right? Hi, blah, blah, blah. Thank you for joining, whatever you want to say. I read and respond to replies to all my emails. Yes, it's really me. Yes, it's really me is a key selling point, because, and it works so well for me, because when I tell people that I'm going to be building your brand for you. It's me. There's no team. There's no other coach. It's me. So you get me. That's a value proposition. People love that because, right, they want to go straight to the top. So, yes, it's really me. Introduce yourself. I'd love to learn more about you. This is key. If you're not doing this in any of your communications, this here is your $1 million jackpot. Because what station do the people listen to? What station do the people follow? I will sip some coffee and wait. What station do the people listen to? What station do they love to tune into? What station do the people love to tune into? Yes, value, value, value. So here is where we're starting with a big value. Anybody know? Anybody want to take a guess? Thank you, Miss Jacqueline. They listen to their me station. It's WIIFM. What's in it for me? Right? Exactly. One that gives them the opportunity to say, people love to talk about themselves. So if I'm giving you the floor and saying, hey, tell me about you. So this line of introduce yourself, I'd love to learn more about you. And then, as I said before, click the reply, tell me about you, where you live, increase your, okay. And so you would just replace this with what it is that you do, so tell me where you are, in your wedding planning journey. Are you just curious, or you have a wedding upcoming? How simple and straightforward is that? But that right there is gold. Tell me about you. So before I'm like, hey, join the LinkedIn salon, come, let me do, even though that's valuable, I'm not in sales and promotion yet. I want to get to know you. And this should be in the very first portion of the sequence. Once they subscribe, once they get on your list, however they get on there, that setting welcome, thank you, setting the expectations, introducing yourself. Because again, and this is even good learning for me, because so many new people have come into the tribe. So many new people have come into my world through the Brand Accelerator program that I did not know before. And so I have to also remember, I can't take for granted that everybody knows my story, that everybody knows what it is that my agency does, that they know, because that's where you miss it. Because I'll tell you a situation that happened. One of the clients didn't realize that we do a full service agency, and went and hired somebody to do some work that would have been included in her platinum program. And she was like, yeah, use me as an example, help somebody else. Because the price that she ended up paying was way more than what I would have given. So you want to have welcome, set the expectations, a bit about you. Hi, my name is Deb. I'm CEO and founder of. We focus on wellness and thriving at any age. You're going to be getting information on everything that's like holistic and natural and blah, 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 right? Whatever it might be. Then the next email, and then, you can paste them, right? It can be a day apart, 2 days apart. Most of the sequences will have like a little logic flow that says wait, and you can type in the number of days. So wait 3 days, wait 1 day, to be determined, but you have that option. And then after that, they get the welcome, expectation, a bit about you, what they, who are they now connected with. Next in the sequence will be Hi, hope you're settling in well. Da, da, da. I mean, if they came in with a free lead magnet, because let's just say you were on a podcast and you made an offer to say, so if you would like to get the list of, you know, the top 10 uh ways to do virtual weddings, you know, go ahead and click on this link, and from that link, that PDF of the top 10 virtual weddings, it should automatically, again, automation has been like my word now for 2 years, because particularly when you're building your brand and you're building, and it's you right now, right? If you don't have 20 people to do things for you, automation is your friend. Automation is your friend. So, you know, right, then that'll come in, and then you send out this email that goes out automatically the next day, 2 days, etc. I say like 3 days. You know, it kind of depends on, like, if you have an event coming up that you want to get them warmed up for, then you might send it with a little bit more frequency. But if you had a lead magnet, so let's say I redid that 10, you know, 10 top 10 ways to do virtual wedding. They clicked on that lead magnet. Now they're in. You should know where the people came from. So if Mary Jones entered Ivory's database from the top 10 virtual wedding lead magnet, in your database, there should be a tag attached to Mary Jones' name that says virtual wedding, because she responded to that. That offer was meaningful for her. And let me even add another thing for you is you could have a flow that is just about that piece of content. Thank you for you know, grabbing your copy of the free, you know, top ways to do virtual wedding. We've been doing virtual weddings since da da da. Happy to help you answer any questions. Enjoy. Let me know your thoughts on it. What, I would love to hear your thought on number 3. Right? Let's just say you said that. Then 1 or 2 days go by, and then you're like, hey, Mary, just checking in. Have you had a chance to dig into the top 10 virtual ways? If you haven't, no worries. Just wanted to make sure you didn't miss number 5. I'm going to be doing a free webinar on that topic in particular, and would love for you to attend and bring any questions that you have. So if you have something that you're promoting that you want people to attend to, then you might do it with a little bit more frequency, so that it's like a little bit of a prompt, like, ooh, I better go download that thing and look, and then they come to the webinar. But if it's just sort of like an onboarding, you're not really trying to push them into anything, then I would say, 3 days, 5 days, in between is not super aggressive, right? Let me just say one thing on the fear of mailing your list, because I used to be like that too. I'm like, oh my God, I want to mail them too much because I don't want them to unsubscribe. You want them to unsubscribe. You want the people who don't want your stuff, who aren't going to buy your stuff, who no longer have a need for your stuff, to get off your email list, because energetically, they're taking up space. They're taking up space that somebody else who's going to be your raving fan could be sitting into. So just say you had an event. The place can only hold 100 people. 75 of the people not trying to dance to none of the music, not the 80s, not the oldies, not like the highlight discos. They're just sitting there. And now your party pictures look like it flopped. The DJ's doing his level best to spin all kinds of genres. Meanwhile, if you got the right party people on your list and your place could only hold 100 people, and the first let the music play, the place is gone bananas, everybody is up dancing, it's still the same 100 people in the place, right? But now, instead of only 25 people dancing, you got 100 people dancing, grooving, YMCA, just doing the most. Now you're the talk of the town. Oh my gosh. Did you go to that recap, all things disco party? Everybody had a great time. Oh my gosh, get on the list. You want to go to her parties. So this is why we want the people who don't want our stuff to get off our list. I used to take it so personal, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe, how could they unsubscribe? Read the 4 agreements. Don't take anything personally. It's just not for them right now. Right? We've all unsubscribed from lists where, like, so for example, I used to live in Port St. Lucie. It was something about a thing in Port St. I'm like, okay, this isn't relevant to me anymore because I'm no longer living in Port St. Lucie, so I don't need to keep getting these things. And you unsubscribe. It's just business. It's just okay. Don't take it personally. Don't make it mean anything about you. So you want the people who don't want your stuff off your list. You want the people who are not the dancers out of the party because we only have space for 100 and we want all the party people on the dance floor singing along to I Will Survive. Is this landing with you guys? You get what I'm saying? So have no fear of the unsubscribe. Invite them. If this is not for you, please and thank you. Exit. No hard feelings. Feel free to go at any time. Because you're that bold, you're that certain, you're that confident in what it is that you do. And because you're in attraction mode, you're like, I need space. Where's Karen? Karen isn't on here right now. We talk about the vacuum law of prosperity. You got to make space, create a void so the right people can fill in. When you have the place clogged up with people who energetically, they get your emails like, oh, I want no virtual wedding thing, whatever. Oh, we don't want that. So it's okay. I want you to stand boldly. I want you to look unsubscribe in the eye and say, do your thing. Because me, I'm unbothered. Yes, yes. So you could have a flow specifically about virtual weddings. And once you've gotten them through everything that you want them to know about it. So for example, they came in with that free downloadable PDF. Okay. Now you've got them on the list. Now you know their level of interest. They came in through that piece, so that's meaningful to them. Then you tell them about all of the things that you've done from a virtual wedding standpoint. If you had a video where you were being interviewed by a magazine talking about virtual weddings, you send them a follow-up email in the sequence. Hey, check out my interview on such and such magazine where we're talking all things virtual wedding. Would love to hear your feedback on it. And you send that. And let's just say you have a virtual wedding group, then your next email 2-3 days later might be, hey, when you get a chance, hop on over in the virtual wedding group. We're going to be talking about virtual weddings with beach virtual backgrounds. You don't want to miss this. So once you've taken them through all the things that you want to make sure that they know, they're in your virtual wedding group, they've seen all the content that you've done, or most of the key content that you've done on virtual wedding, then you can bring them into this way, meaning now they start to get all of the regular stuff for storybook events, not just the virtual wedding things anymore, because now you brought them in this way, but now they're in the main house. Yeah. Somebody could come into my list from social media branding and boot camp, but then they get into my mailing, my flow of all things that the personal branding consultancy agency does. So they don't just think that all we do is social media, right? You bring them in this way, but then everybody comes now, everybody's in the main salon. Yep. Okay. Yes. Oh my gosh. Melody, I can't even begin to tell you. I would be petrified. Like, I don't want to mail too much. I don't want to email too much. Oh my gosh, somebody unsubscribe. Ooh, what did I say? What did I do? Go with love. As we say, go with God. Everything isn't for everyone. You're not going to get 100% of the people 100% of the time, and that is okay. Because I'm telling you right now, I'm on so many influencers list. They give zero concerns to the number of times they're emailing. I want to say like this week, I probably got like at least 4, if not more emails from Grant Cardone, from Marie Forleo for her B school. So many. Because when they're in a launch, you can't meander through that, right? You've got to like create that sense of urgency. You're driving the people into the pen. It's sort of like when you're herding cattle. You got to get them flanked and move them into this direction. It can't be, you know what? 2 of them are over on the east field. All right, we'll get those tomorrow. No, we got to move them all into the pen. So you understand that's part of the process. And if that's offensive to you, then by all means, you unsubscribe. You weren't their people anyway. Countless emails from Bob Proctor, countless emails from Joe Dispenza, and countless emails from other people. Because here's my thing. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm not going to attend to this right now. Darren Hardy, I did his insane productivity program at least 4 years ago. So I'm still on his list. So anything that he's doing new, you get it. I'm not participating in this program that he's got going right now, but the emails are still coming. I'm not bothered. Maybe I'll look at it, a week from now, 2 weeks from now, see if there's anything interesting to get inspiration from. So it's still a value to me, even though I'm not buying this thing that he's doing right now, it's still a value to me. So do not fear the unsubscribe. And listen, even people that you think are your friends will unsubscribe. I saw one person, a local, many of you will know, unsubscribe from my list. And I was like, huh, interesting. Right? Because that's what Jim Rohn tells us to do. Don't go, oh, I'm going to call her and say, I can't believe you're not supporting me. And you know, I'm a small business owner and and why would you unsubscribe? Do you know what that does to my rating, and my retention? Isn't that interesting? And keep it moving. But meanwhile, recently now all of a sudden, they started sending out emails and I'm getting their list and I was like, interesting. How now, Brown Cat? But listen, I'm so grown. I don't have time for that mess. So yes, be unbothered. If they are not for you, they don't like the things, they're not interested in, it's no longer relevant, it's okay. It's business. Because think about the times that you have unsubscribed from a list and what your reasons were. It's okay. I don't know who this is. If you can click on the link and let StreamYard get your name, that would be wonderful. Yes, keep it moving. Jesus already tells us that. He says, if you go into a town and you try to spread the good news and they're not trying to hear it, he said, just shake the dust off your sandals and keep it moving. Next town. Right? You can't control people's behavior. This is sometimes we think, oh, I'm going to, you stay or that is not your job to do. Oh, hey, Vivian. That is not your job to do. You control yourself. You have control over your actions. Did you send out your email? Did you post your content? Did you follow up with? Focus on yourself, what you're supposed to be doing, and that's it. So, email, have a sequence. You want to have a general sequence. And within that, here are some of the things that you can put in there. Remember, these don't have to be dissertations. So the welcome, a little bit about you, what they can expect. Next email, tell me about you. Welcome. I love to get to know all of my, people in my community. As that email I just showed you, I read all my emails myself. It's me. Yeah, let's connect. Would love, just hit reply. I want to know about you. That makes somebody feel special. Next, 2-3 days later, you have a Facebook group. Hey, have you hopped in yet? Oh my gosh, don't miss it. We're doing a training on, smoky eyes on Monday for Makeup Monday. Get in and come with your questions. right? So you want to think about, what are all of the things that I want somebody who's brand new to me to know about me. This is why in the accelerator, when we say, what if there are only 2 or 3 things that you want to be known for, you want to make sure those 2 or 3 things are coming through in your email sequence. So if it's about, like, using Ivory as the example, eco weddings, then you want to make sure within at least 2 or 3 or 4 of those sequences, you're talking about things, on eco weddings. It could be, just was reading, Architectural Digest, and this article about, high-end celebrity locations that are letting people shoot their backgrounds for virtual, so people can get married in, like, the Versace mansion, or they can get married, in, um, you know, Steven Spielberg's yacht, on Tiger Woods' yacht, whatever. Check it out. It's so interesting. So again, value. Oh, I was reading this. This would be interesting. Check this out. What do you think? So it's like a real conversation that you're having with a colleague, right? Hi, Abla. Good to see you here. Thanks for joining. So the things that you want to be known for, you want to make sure that those are in your sequence. What else can you have in there? Again, replays of Facebook Lives that you've done. So I did a Facebook Live, probably, I don't know, maybe going on now 2 years ago. It was like an hour-long Facebook Live. It was talking about, the title of it was, "What you charge for your services is nobody's business." I mean, it had like thousands of views organically. And because I know that's a hot button topic. So if somebody comes onto my list and they're an entrepreneur, and I know that pricing and what they charge, and worth and value and all those things, and are people going to say, "Oh, it's too expensive," etc. So I would say, as you're getting settled, as you're getting, sorted, I want you to, spend some time taking a look at this video that I did, last year, about pricing. The mindset when it comes to building your brand is key. You have to stand in your truth. This video is going to help you. Take a watch. I don't have to create something new. I already have something. Just go find the link for a video that you did that was really meaningful, where it had a lot of eyes on it, where people connected with it, and post that as a piece of content. Value, value, value. So you go through, okay, what else would I want somebody to know about me? Right? Brennan might do something around uh having, let's say, the right team in place. So maybe there's an article that she read on, hiring for team, hiring for culture, and she puts that in the sequence that says, building team is really key. As somebody who is, former Marine, having people who understand how to fall in line is key. This article that I was just reading in the Atlantic, take a look. Are you guys catching this? Because it doesn't have to be, you're like, "Oh my gosh, I have to write a 5-page sales copy email and I don't do it." This is just a friend, just like I would pick up the phone and say, "Oh my gosh, did you see the latest thing on so and so? Oh yeah, I saw that on TV," right? Just a kiki, just a conversation, but you're doing it in a professional manner. You're doing it in your email, so that the people start to get to know you. And you want to have, I would say, at least 10 to 13 emails in a sequence. Because what do I always say to you? 6 to 20 touches. The people need 6 to 20 touches. So they may open one email, they may click, they may browse, and then off they go. So you can't put everything in one email thinking they're going to sit back and brew some tea and read all of that. Long emails are good when you're telling a story, but it doesn't mean that every single thing needs to be a soliloquy. All right. So that was one email. I want to show you another one because I'm seeing my time is running. There's another one I want to, okay, reactivate. Let's do this. This is a good one. Okay. Guys, these are so simple but profound, and I want to make sure You're taking a screen grab of what I'm sharing here because this is money in the bank. Okay. So this is, you already have an email system and you've got people on there who haven't done anything with you in a long time. So, hi Mary, Faith here. I was going through my client list and felt like I should check in with you. It's been a little while since we last connected. When we last spoke, uh, we were working on getting more clients. How are things going? Please take a picture of this. And of course, you change. Do you see? It's just a conversation. How are things going? Because then what do? I'm giving you an opportunity to share with me. Things are going great. Since we last spoke, I closed 2 deals and now I'm looking to, build my brand internationally and I would love to get some help with that. That's how you trigger new thoughts, new connections in their brain like, "Oh, I'm so glad you called me. I want to definitely talk to you about X, Y, and Z." So to be able to do something like this, obviously it has to really have been a client that you or a prospect that you were talking to, right? It's not just somebody you met at a networking event and you threw them into your list and now they're going to send this. Last time we spoke and you never spoke to them. This is where, again, that 90% of fuel that you're going to burn is going to come in because you want to make sure that every single person in your database has a tag. I have tags that say women. I have a tag that says like where I met the person. So when I was in Port St. Lucie and I would go to the Vero event, if I met that person at the Vero networking group, I would know, okay, this is where I met that person. If this person attended even one branding over lunch, they get a tag, branding over lunch. If they attended the branding over brunch annual event, they get a tag, branding over brunch. So you could have one person with 5 tags. Right now, all my clients who are in Brand Accelerator program get a tag. Brand Accelerator. Because then when I want to just communicate to the accelerators, because everybody's in the main database. But when I do an email and it says, who do you want to send this to? I just click the tag, Brand Accelerators. You're not now taking the list of the people and creating a separate thing in Gmail or your Microsoft and mailing to those people and doing BCC. That is not pro. Everybody, you have one database, you have one business, you have one brand. Everybody is in that database, but then they have tags. So if I wanted to do a piece of communication to only the women in my list, who do you want to send this to? Only the people with the tag women. This is so simple, but it takes a little bit of efforting and dedication in the beginning to, you got to woosaw. It's going to be, it's work. If you have 500 people, 600 people, 20, 30, doesn't matter. And it's just their name. And you're like, who is this person? How did they even come to be on my list? How are you going to have meaningful conversations? So you can't use something like this. This again, let me bring this back up. You can't use something like this that says, it's been a little while since we last connected when we last spoke. Because then they know you're not really focusing on the actual relationship. So you could tweak it to say, going through my client list and wanted to check in with you. So here's the thing now. These would be people who have bought even one thing from you. So I would send this to I would send this to people who attended a luncheon, attended a branding over the internet, attend anything where they paid to be in my presence. Those people are considered quote unquote clients, if you want to use a broader term. It's been a while since we connected. You could even just say, I know in the past you were focused on working on getting more clients in your business. How are things going? right? You can edit this instead of saying when we last spoke, and just say, I know that you've been focused on getting more clients. How are things going? I know that you're focused on improving the quality of your events. How are things going? So if you have HR directors in your email database, you need to be able to identify which ones are HR directors. The worst thing that you can do is send out an email when you know you can tell it's so not for you. It's not, you know what I'm saying? You get one and you know it's not for you. It's like, I didn't do X, Y, Z because they didn't take the time. They didn't take the time to burn that 90% of fuel to go tag everybody, because that doesn't seem necessary, but it makes you seem less pro. So you can tweak that. All right, I've got 2 minutes. Let me see if I can share with you one more. So that was a client reactivation. That first one was just the welcome. Tell me about you. Okay, and I want to do an event attendee. Let's do this one. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, this is a good one that I'm going to share with you. So this is a client who was a previous client. They've bought something and then you want to sell them something else. So, hi, it's Faith here. And I wouldn't even say this. This was just, coming out of the template. I would say, so grateful that you signed up for the Brand Accelerator program. First of all, thank you so much for showing up for your brand. Thank you so much for trusting me with your brand, whatever it might be. Have you been able to access the digital course? So you're going to tweak it to your own thing. Alba, thank you very much. So were you able to access the course and start working on it, right? So you're going to tweak it for your needs. Please let me know if you have any questions or concerns. I'm here to help. P.S. I'm piloting a new coaching program called Platinum Brand to a small number of my clients. Immediately thought of you. Since we're testing it out, I can give you a big discount. Tap reply if you're interested. So this could be, I'm piloting a new program for corporate events for 2021 virtual holiday events. And since we're testing it out, I wanted you to be my guinea pig and I'll give you a discount, et cetera, et cetera. So again, you get the point. You can tweak it to your need. That says whatever the program was. So let's just say you are in health and wellness and they bought your 30 days to a better booty program. Thank you so much for being in the program. I hope you're finding it well. Were you able to do all the exercises, with some frequency, whatever it might be? And then you thank them. And I'm here if you have any questions, you want to learn how to do these, in a shortened format, whatever you want to say. And then you end in the, by the way, right? So then, by the way, just want to let you know, we're doing a new program. It's called, couples body boot camp. And I'm only offering it to a small handful of my best clients. And I want you to be my, subject. I want you to beta this for me. I'm going to give you a huge discount. It's normally 10,000, but I'm offering it for $500, whatever it might be. That's how, when I say to you that your email, if you have a 500, 1,000 to 2,000 email list, you have a 500,000 or $1 million business, because you can be in your email clients who have bought and letting them know here's something else that you can do. People who you spoke to who didn't purchase anything, you can connect with them, offer value, and then make an offer. So that's it for our show today. I hope that this email discussion helps you. And remember, again, if you don't have an email system and you need one, I want to send you what I'm using. Just type below email and I'll send you the link to the system that I use. And in fact, let me just do this for why not? I just want you to see what it looks like in terms of the templates. And like I said, this is the reason. I mean, it doesn't connect necessarily with every single thing out there, but I think it's getting more familiar. So right, you have the option on really cool fonts here. You have the option to, like, I love this, having my Instagram feed right into my email so somebody can just click right there, right? It just, from a branding standpoint, it's just more in line. It flows, it's more elegant. It just really works for me. Let me show you even some of the new, so let's do new email. Like, look at this. Right? They're just beautifully designed. And because I'm in branding and that matters a lot to me, I want to be able to work with a system that is reflective of the essence and the energy. Here you can do plain text. So you have that option there as well. Do you see here where you have the signatures and the handwritten font? You have so many different styles, so many different formats that are already set up, that all you have to do is plug in your info. So if you want to get what I'm using, just comment email below. And if you know you need your LinkedIn profile done, I need you to comment below in the comments, just type in LinkedIn. And in your Facebook Messenger, you're going to get information on the salon. It's a 1-day intensive. I'm going to be doing it for you. This is for people who know that their LinkedIn profile needs to be up leveled like yesterday. Because can you try to do it yourself and waste more time? Like, how long has your LinkedIn profile been looking the way it's looking? How long has it been looking that way? And how much longer are you willing to have it stay that way? And I shared this morning on the Brand Momentum Morning Show that, oh, thank you, Abla. I appreciate you so much. I shared on the Brand Momentum Morning Show that, remember that company I spoke about, the global event planning company, who reached out to me and said, oh, your name's been shortlisted for top 100 marketing and advertising influencers. And I said, what? How did you get my name? Where did you find me? And they said, your LinkedIn profile. Now, when I heard that, immediately it was a God deposit. It was like, we can't do 6-week social branding boot camp right now. We need to create a place for the people to get their profiles done in a day. Because think about, that's one opportunity that came to me because of my LinkedIn profile, because they don't know me from anywhere. I don't know them. How many other opportunities are out there? How many opportunities are you missing? Because please understand, the first event I talked about this, their inaugural event, was held in Dubai. These are people who have influence. These are people, this is a company that they recognize all sorts of influences across the world. This is not playtime. And if my LinkedIn profile looked a hot mess, please understand, they would not be reaching out to me. Zero chances. It's not like a friend of a friend said, oh, connect with Faith. She's a good person. Do me a favor, connect with her. Nobody knows nobody from nowhere. This was just all on the merit and the strength of my brand on LinkedIn, that I now am shortlisted top 100 influencers in marketing. I mean, think about that, guys. And it came from LinkedIn. Yeah, I love that. Habla says, yes, rich people. Yeah, 41% of all users of LinkedIn are millionaires. And I ask you this question every time we're together: does your brand have anything a millionaire could use? If the answer is yes, and you can honestly look at your LinkedIn profile and judge it on its merits to say, yes, this is working as hard as it can for me, I love it, or this is a hot mess in the streets and the foolishness ends today. If that's you, just type LinkedIn and you'll get information on the salon. And days aren't in that link, because what we're going to be doing is I'm only going to be creating small intimate groups, max 5 people, because I'm going to be doing it for you. So I can't do 50 people at once, but it's going to be done in a day. It's going to be done, and done. Yes. Habla's like, really? Yeah. Yes. Habla, just type LinkedIn and you'll get the details. Literally just comment now LinkedIn and it'll be sent to you. So with that, my loves, I'm sending you off with so much joie de vivre, so much love in my heart. Go make it fabulous. It's a beautiful day in Southern Florida. Wherever in the world you are, regardless of the weather, it's beautiful because you're in it. Show up and be bold. Show up and be so confident in what it is that you do. And I want to leave you with this, because I know sometimes people are like, oh, confidence is so hard for me, because your confidence is built by preparedness. Preparedness delivers your confidence. It's just that simple. When you stay studied in your craft, when you stay steeped in your information, think about this. It's like being a tea bag. When you brew tea, can you just put the tea bag in for 2 seconds and just twirl it around and go, delicious tea? No, it's going to taste insipid because the tea bag hasn't been steeped long enough. You must make like a tea bag and get steeped in your work. You must get steeped in your industry. You must get steeped in your people. You must get steeped in every single thing about what it is that you do, so that the essence is what you exude. Not just like, oh, you studied for one thing and that's the only thing you know. You're just in it to win it. You're just every day learning, growing like nature, more life, more life. Because then it just oozes out of you. And that's where your confidence comes from, because you know, like you know, like you know. You can just pull stats off the top of your head. 40% of people go to your social media profile before making a buying decision and they're gone and you don't know that they were there. 70% of US workers hate their job. That's why you need to become the CEO of you, and I can help you get there, right? 6-1 in terms of video creating engagement. Video, the highest engagement form of content you can have on any social media platform. I could go on and on for days with the stats, but you know how I know all these things? Because I say steeped in my business. I mind my business while I'm minding my business. I'm not busy looking around going like, oh, who got 1 million followers? Who oh wait, oh wow, I don't even have in my race, in my business. Stay steeped in yours. Be a student of your craft. Learn your stuff. Get studied. Get rigorous, so that when the opportunity presents itself, you're just ready. You're just ready like Freddie. So, with that, beautifuls, I am so grateful to you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. I will see everybody back here tomorrow, 10 a.m. for the Brand Momentum Morning Show. If you have anything that you're doing in your world that you're using to keep you motivated and inspired, I want to invite you on as a guest on the show, because there's no prep. It's just bring your coffee and a kiki, and we're going to talk about what are you doing, how are you staying motivated, because we want to help inspire the rest of the people. So with that, beautiful, stay well, and I will see everybody tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern. Take care and bye for now. Get out of here.